Right now on KGW, 4 killed in a crash in Marion County over the weekend. Today, the driver accused of causing that tragedy is set for court. Coming up, what we're learning about the charges he faces and the families left behind. Plus,
this isn't child's play. I mean, eventually, and it has happened, people are going to be killed.
A Southwest Portland cannabis dispensary robbed at gunpoint for the second time in less than a year. Coming up, the reward the owner is offering and her warning about what could happen if these types of crimes don't stop. Then later.
Fat Bear Week is the greatest thing that's ever happened to the internet.
And it is survival of the fattest. Fat Bear Week is back and these gigantic grizzlies are battling it out for the ultimate title. KGW News at noon starts right now. A driver set to appear in Marion County Court today to face formal charges for a crash that killed 4 people. That crash happened Saturday night just before 8 along Cordon Road Northeast in Salem. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Libby Dowsett. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says the 4 young people killed are believed to be in their late teens or early 20s. Deputies say 23-year-old Saul Hernandez Roblero was driving a Volkswagen Jetta when he crossed into the southbound lane and collided with a Buick Enclave. The 4 young men or teens killed in the crash were passengers in the back seat of the Jetta. The driver and a 5th passenger in the front seat were hospitalized with serious injuries. The driver of the Buick and 2 children inside were also taken to Salem Hospital to be evaluated. The sheriff's office says it's still investigating the crash. Hernandez Roblero faces multiple charges, including first-degree manslaughter, DUI, reckless endangerment, and reckless driving. He is set to be arraigned on charges in Marion County this afternoon. Meantime, 1 person is dead following a crash in Troutdale. It happened around 7:40 Saturday night on Southeast Troutdale Road, north of Division Drive. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office believes a driver crashed into a parked car in a driveway. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. There were people inside that parked car, but no one was hurt. There was also a deadly crash on I-84 over the weekend involving 2 cars and a wrong-way driver. It happened Saturday morning near Corbett. When first responders arrived, they found 1 car on fire. The driver had to be pulled out and was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The driver of the 2nd car was pronounced dead at the scene. A Washington firefighter is recovering after his fire truck was hit by another driver. This happened yesterday morning on I-5 south in Seattle. The firefighter was responding to a rollover DUI crash when a sedan slammed into the fire truck. The driver told State Patrol they had fallen asleep at the wheel. Authorities say darker days ahead could result in more drowsy driving.
We want to make sure that people understand drowsy driving is, dangerous, if not just as dangerous as impaired driving.
And it's why experts say people should get at least 7 hours of quality sleep each night before getting behind the wheel. Rod Hill always gets 7 hours of sleep, right, Rod?
This is like, we piece it together, right? I mean, honestly, Libby, for me, like 6 hours is the magic. If I don't get 6, I'm really tired the next day.
I hear you.
Yeah. Well, it happened. It's fall. 11:19 this morning was the autumnal equinox local time. And a reminder that we're not changing the clocks yet. And still, in fact, we're still a good 6+ weeks away from standard time returning. That'll be November 2nd, which this year is the first Sunday in November. That's when we make the time change. We had some early cloudiness and fog, mainly here in the valley to start. And we thought everybody would be clear by noon. And as you will see by my cameras, yes, everybody is perfectly clear. Here's Snookwinds Casino Resort in Lincoln City, 59 degrees. Not a bad wind, some gust up to about 16 from the northwest. Perfectly clear over Salem. It's been that way pretty much all day. As we look at our state capital, 64 degrees, a light north wind. And there is Portland, a spot that was socked in this morning, especially up in the West Hills, but all of that is gone. I literally do not believe we will see a cloud in the sky for the remainder of today, tomorrow, or Wednesday. So a big stretch of perfectly clear skies coming. We're at 63 at noon. I'm going to leave our forecast high at 77. Sun goes down tonight, by the way, at 7:07. So even though it's the autumnal equinox, we are still getting at our latitude more daylight than darkness. Sun came up shortly before 7 o'clock this morning. We're about a week away from our 12 and 12, if you will. Your complete forecast, it's a good one. That's coming up, Libby.
Thank you, Rod. A Southwest Portland cannabis shop is offering a $1,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest after getting robbed at gunpoint. It's the second time the store has been robbed in just the last year. Catherine Cook has our story.
Just demoralizing and scary.
It's been 1 week since someone robbed Sally Bishop's cannabis dispensary, Green Goddess Remedies, on Southwest Taylors Ferry Road.
They just ransacked the place. They took so much stuff, it was unbelievable.
Security video shows two men with guns and faces covered. The manager on shift holds up her hands as she follows orders, leading crooks to the safe. Sally says it's the second time this has happened here in less than a year.
We're all on pins and needles, you know, and it makes it worse because we can't see out our windows right now because it's boarded up.
Back in July, an SUV crashed into the building, causing $200,000 in damage. Sally's still waiting for insurance to come through. Just another burden to bear.
At this point, I'm like, what's next?
Sally opened Green Goddess 13 years ago, the same week recreational marijuana became legal in Oregon. She's proud of the small woman-owned business she's built, but says doing business in a city where cannabis break-ins have now become rampant is not what she signed up for.
I've lost employees over it who were traumatized.
The Portland Police Bureau's Major Crimes Unit is investigating the case. Sally is offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to an arrest.
This isn't child's play. I mean, eventually, and it has happened, people are going to be killed.
In Southwest Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
A Montana man is in the Multnomah County Jail today after a multi-state crime spree that caused more than $150,000 worth of damage. On September 11th, Salem police say 32-year-old Brian Del Werner was caught on camera damaging nearly 3 dozen cars at Mercedes and Acura of Salem on Commercial Street Southeast. 3 days later, he allegedly damaged another 35 cars at BMW of Salem on Van Ness Avenue Northeast. Police arrested him in Portland last Monday on several charges, including DUI. They say he also had a warrant out for his arrest tied to a vandalism spree in Montana that involved gunfire. Healthcare workers at Kaiser Permanente in Oregon and Southwest Washington have voted to authorize the strike. The Oregon Federation of Nurses and Health Professionals say 97% of its members approved the strike. The union says it's most concerned about staffing levels and working conditions. Meantime, Kaiser Permanente says it meets and often exceeds nurse-to-patient ratios. The union could give a 10-day strike notice anytime after the current contract expires at the end of this month. We have an update on the Oregon man who was arrested by Border Patrol while helping fight a wildfire in Washington last month. The attorney representing 23-year-old Rigoberto Hernandez pleaded for his immediate release. His attorney says Hernandez was in the process of getting legal status, and the only offense on his record was a misdemeanor for speed racing shortly after he turned 18. The legal director at Innovation Law Lab says they've asked for a hearing to be scheduled as soon as next week, but it's up to the court to decide when that hearing will actually happen. The Ducks and the Beavers met on the football field Saturday for the 129th time. Autzen Stadium was the site for this year's rivalry game. Nobody expected this one to be close. It actually was for a bit, until it wasn't. Final score, Oregon 41, Oregon State 7. The 6th-ranked Ducks are now 4-0. Oregon linebacker Bryce Betcher took a pretty good verbal shot at the Beavs after the game.
I'll say, you know, when you try to fight with your big brother, You know, you can put up a little fight in the beginning like they did in the first quarter, but usually after 4 quarters or 4 rounds, Big Brother usually wins.
This Saturday, the Ducks visit second-ranked Penn State. KGW News will have live coverage from Happy Valley, Pennsylvania on Friday and Saturday. We'll also have a pre-game special for you called Countdown to Kickoff, Oregon versus Penn State. And then the game itself airs right here on KGW starting at 4:30 on Saturday.